Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches, episode 161, Palindrome. Tonight we're reviewing Girls Trip! First things first, shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink, trywink.com/moviebitches. You get $20 off your first month of wine. Okay, so let's just get real. There were 3 of these movies that came out this summer. And this is the only one that I wanted to see.
Yeah, well, Rough Night.
Yeah, didn't care.
What was the other one?
There was another one. Was it the one with Jane Fonda? Not Jane Fonda. You know, the other old blonde lady. Who, like, came back and was like, oh, I haven't done a movie for 20 years. Oh, guess what? I'm going to do a movie.
Goldie Hawn?
Yeah, Goldie Hawn.
Whoa. Burn on Goldie Hawn, because Jane Fonda's, like, almost 80.
Oops.
Trainwreck in Mexico. Whatever that movie was called.
Yeah, with Amy Schumer. Yeah, I'm out.
Snatched? Just Snatched.
Snatched. But it was, you know, the same raunchy girls comedy movie. But those they both looked terrible.
Well, this is the thing. So I usually don't really like these movies. I don't like just, like, gross out movies for no reason. Like, this looked fun. Yeah. But I was like, oh, it might turn at a certain point, and I'm like, oh, I don't like this
And it did, but just for a brief little moment.
Well, for some reason, this movie was, like, extra funny.
This movie was, like, hilarious.
We're like, things that were happening, I was like, I don't know why I'm laughing at this, because usually I find this to be like, nah, but I am laughing very hard. Like, I don't know what it was, but I was dying. This movie's fucking hilarious.
This movie is hilarious.
I think part of that is it really went hard R. Like, it went there.
Yeah.
For every category.
Pretty much. There wasn't a lot of nudity. Or any, really? There wasn't any nudity.
I'm sorry, what? Don't you remember the homeless man?
Yes.
The full frontal shot of the homeless man?
I feel like I didn't really see it.
It was like, here's my dick. He was like, I'm pushed up against this window, here's my penis.
I don't know, I think I was like looking down, and then was like, oh, he's like against the window, and I didn't see it.
You were like, oh, I don't want to see this. You blocked it out. Blocked it out.
Maybe.
There was like a giant full frontal penis in this movie.
So there you go. Hard R.
Hard R. Yes, so it stars Regina Hall from When the Bow Breaks.
Oh, When the Bow Breaks. I like her.
She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Queen Latifah, who I love.
I do too.
Jada Pinkett Smith, who I really came around on in this movie. I was like, about her.
I was so, like, I don't really like her. And then she starts off and you're like, fuck you. Go to a different movie. You're ruining this. Wait, you kind of turned it. Oh my God, I like you.
I really like this outfit. I mean, this is hand-stitched embroidery from an indigenous tribe in Guatemala that's almost extinct.
So they not fucking in Guatemala?
The true shining star of this film, Tiffany Haddish, Dina.
Loved her.
She was fucking fabulous.
Hilarious.
Straight up, you gonna get at least 2 dicks this weekend.
For crying out loud, Dina, we only gonna be there for 3 days.
Well, 3 dicks then.
She's the shining star. I mean, they were all great.
Well, she had my favorite part of the movie, where I was like having a fun time, laugh, laugh, laugh. There's a certain point where I was just like, oh, I love this movie. And they're having breakfast.
Does it involve fruit?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Because I was like, oh, this movie fully gets it. They're having breakfast and they're talking about Jada's previous night's lover, who had, you know, a tripod, and it was too big, she was scared off or whatever. Anyway, she's like, you just gotta grapefruit him. Now, you've seen the video, right? I knew you hadn't.
I was like, this was the experience, this was what was so fun. So Dina goes, oh, you should just grapefruit him. Andrew starts cackling immediately. And I'm like, oh no, I don't know what this is. Oh no, and then Jada and Queen Latifah are both like, what's that? And I was like, oh good, they're gonna explain it. Meanwhile, Andrew is cackling. Dying. No one else in the theater is laughing. Dying.
Because especially I thought, like, at first I thought it was just gonna be like an off-the-cuff reference or whatever, right?
And
it's like, ha! That's good. And then it's like, oh no, she's gonna do it? Oh, it's gonna go into the whole thing? Oh my god, they did like...
It's a pantomime involving a banana and a grapefruit.
Oh my god.
It was
good.
So funny.
Yeah. Do you want me to explain... Okay.
Why it became a thing?
Yeah.
I have a quick question.
Okay.
Citrus and private parts.
Sure, not usually a good mix.
Seems like a bad idea.
And juice.
Yeah.
And skin.
Yeah.
Not really great.
So
there's this hilarious video. This woman who like was trying to do like internet sex classes, I guess, let's say.
When you grapefruit your man, it's going to feel as if you are giving him head and fucking him at the same time.
What was so funny was that basically the movie just recreates the video. It's not even like, like she's just, so today I'm going to show you how to grapefruit your man.
So this is what you do. Say, baby, you know what? Tonight, I want to do something a little freakier. I want to suck your dick blindfolded. Your man will blindfold himself if he knows he's going to get some head.
It's like, just, we're going to link it. It's hilarious. Anyway, so she goes through this whole thing, right? You got to cut it around. If it's too tight, just squeeze it. It's just grapefruit. The best part is you would show it to people. And I'm going to ruin it for you and maybe all of you. So you guys should just pause, go watch it. And then
like choke?
Come back. No, it's even better because...
Is it like a stomping the grapes situation?
I know.
Oh no!
Oh, get breathe. Oh.
No. Oh dear.
Never gets old. Similarly, never gets old. So she gets like her cucumber or whatever, right, with the grapefruit, and she's like, and we're just gonna show you. And they did it in the movie, but not as much because this is her. She's a lav mic on, and so she goes, we're just gonna grapefruit it's just so loud. The whole thing is.
Suck his dick, just like you said you were going to do.
So the fact that they recreated how to grapefruit your man in this movie, I lost it.
Oh, it was really funny. Even
yes.
if you
it
didn't know,
yes,
it
yes.
then was like, it became very, very
and
funny.
if you knew, then it was even funnier. For me, I was like dying. So anyway, that was when I knew that I loved this movie.
Well, it's weird because in the same movie that is happening, there's also like a tender scene where they pray. And you're like, what's this? What's going on? What's happening?
Yeah. But I loved that. It felt real.
It felt totally real, but you're like, this demographic is wide.
Sure.
And narrow. Like, it was like bizarre.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same guy who directed Best Man and Best Man Holiday. The classic Best Man Holiday.
This movie, I thought, was really good. It was really hilarious.
Yes.
And then I would have fixed the end, and I thought of how I would do it. Okay. I don't know if we want to get there yet or not.
Well, so it's these four women. They all are having certain problems in their life. They come together to regain the flame and like be crazy for a week or whatever.
Finally get the girls back together.
Girls trip. And the first 2/3 of the movie is hilarious and
Flossy
crazy.
Posse, we're back together.
Flossy Posse, all this crazy. It's really, really funny, and there's like small moments of seriousness. And then the last third is like, and now we're gonna tell you a message, and people are gonna give speeches, and they're gonna be long. And I was like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Like it slowed down.
Yes, it slowed down a lot.
Like it was like a roller coaster. Oh, this is great. I love it. Woo! Oh, it was straight away. And it was just like, oh, okay.
Actually, I would say it was more just kind of like, wee, whoosh, whoa.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what?
Now we're climbing. We're climbing. We're still climbing.
Social message kill.
Oh, you're at the station. Cool. That was anticlimactic. Great.
Regina Hall is, as the movie says it, the second coming of Oprah. Right. And her Stedman. And how throughout the whole movie, they're having marital problems because he's cheating on her. It's a facade. They're pretending to be the perfect couple.
Right. Her whole thing is how you can have it all, and shock her, she doesn't have it all.
But in the end, she gives a very long, and not bad. I mean, it was like an Oscar clip.
Sure.
You know.
For a comedy.
Sure.
It was a Golden Globes clip.
Golden Globes clip. of her giving a speech about being your own independent woman. I mean, you could like probably take the monologue and like remix it to a Shaka Khan song, and you'd be like, yeah,
sure.
She gives a rousing feminist speech.
It was great.
It was great, but it was like
it was not what I wanted.
It was a different movie.
So they have this kind of whole thing, and like all of the girls are just kind of being like, "Girl, your husband's cheating on you." Like,
what the fuck?
Like, own yourself. And it's like, "Girl, your husband cheated on you." And his girlfriend, side piece, is having a baby now with him. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, but I want this contract and this money. I'm just going to pretend.
But it didn't even seem like she was, like, if she had been more money hungry, I would have at least understood it more.
Like, if this was, like, her big break and she just wanted to make it exactly for 10 years.
Yeah. They needed to sell that more instead of, like, okay, husband, you convinced me.
I've known about this for a few months now, but that's in the past. This picture was taken last night.
Okay, so here's what I would have changed.
Yeah.
So when she finds out that the husband is having a baby with this mistress, I wanted them to, like, revenge plot it. Because you have Queen Latifah, right?
Yeah.
Who needs a big story to get her shit back in business.
Yeah. Oh, let's all work together.
So it's like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to leak the story, but we're going to be ahead of it. And we're going to do it as he's a bad guy, but you'll have just given this rousing speech, your keynote speech, where you say, look, I've told you all how to have it all, but the truth is, I was wrong. It's more complicated than that. And, I found out my husband's been cheating on me.
Mm-hmm.
Shit goes, whatever. You can't control everything. What you can control is what you do and how you, whatever, right? Some rousing speech still.
Yes.
Then it's like, boop, simultaneously, everything on TMZ has been like, oh, what? He's cheated on her. Oh, my God. Not TMZ, Sasha's Secrets, excuse me. So she gets all of the money.
Yes.
Right? Queen Latifah does. Meanwhile, they're pivoting their brand, and she says, fuck this, dude.
Yeah.
I can do this myself. I'm the second coming of Oprah, so I'm just going to own everything, and my message is, you do you, girl.
Yeah. That's her book, by the way.
You do you, girl.
Yeah. Oh, you do you, girl.
Yeah, I love it. And so then the movie ended 25 minutes earlier.
Yeah, it would have been great. Well, and I just really wanted them to work as a team.
Exactly. But instead what they did was they had this whole thing where, like, it leaks anyway, the baby mama, and...
She blames Queen Latifah.
Yeah, she's like, Queen Latifah, how could you leak that picture of them? And she's like, I didn't do it. And she's like, yeah, right, you liar. And then they have this whole big, everyone gets in a fight and, like, breaks up, and then they all come back together.
Funny, because it was crazy.
It was crazy.
They all just they're like, well, I'm going to air this grievance. Well, me too. Blah, 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 blah. And they're all just screaming at each other. It was, like, funny.
But I guess my feeling...
It changed the tone, and it was weird.
It did change the tone, and it changed it too much.
So Queen Latifah is like, girl, I did not do this. Like, she gets real. And it's like, I wouldn't do that to you. This is crazy. I needed her to be like, okay, I believe you. Come up with the plan.
And that's where it's like...
Here's the plan.
Scribble on the wall, like napkin drawing. So that's what I would have done, and that way you have like you just get rid of that whole middle segment where it's like, oh, we're fighting. Oh, now we have to get back together. Oh, we have to figure out this. Oh, we have to run across town to get to her speech.
Although,
I mean, that was
her riding the bicycle taxi was amazing. Everything she did was amazing. Like, it was so funny. I just laughed so hard.
Yep. Okay, first off, you got hot chicks. You got New Orleans, good times. You got drink, yes. You got some sex, yes. You got sexy men, yes. Hello. This movie is fun.
Can we talk about how basically they're going on, the girls' trip is to go to the Essence Music Festival. And it was sort of like, so was Queen Latifah like just already performing here? And so they just got VIP passes and they decided to film the movie. Like a couple of scenes were like, what's this though? What's going on with this though? It's just like, we're in the crowd watching this concert. This movie's so absurd. I wouldn't have been mad at like Queen Latifah being like, I'm just gonna do a track with Diddy. Like, and here I am. Yeah, it doesn't make sense because I'm Sasha, but like, here's my track. I'm laying it down. I would have been like,
At least for the credits.
Love it. I don't care.
Yeah. Nope.
Sure.
Yep.
Doesn't make sense. I love it.
I'm about to get pregnant tonight.
When Tina is like, I'm gonna get pregnant tonight, she gets up on stage with Puff Daddy. It's a blast.
It's with the red glitter pasties.
Pasties. Yes. I mean, she was out of control.
And I loved it.
It was weird for how raunchy it was. It wasn't that raunchy, if that makes sense. It was.
And it wasn't. I mean, it was. There's a guy with 2 grapefruits around his giant cock parading around the room.
Just like, my dick, my dick, my dick. Like, that happens in this movie. But I wasn't mad at it.
Not at all.
Can we talk about Kate Walsh?
Oh my god.
Can we talk about it? Should we talk about it?
You know, okay.
At first I was like, oh no.
You girls are gonna be kikiing all weekend.
Okay. Liz.
Yeah.
And I say this out of love.
Preach, girl.
I felt like she kind of got it. It was
she
like the
got
joke,
it.
you know? Like, she was in on the joke that, like, she was just gonna play the, like...
whitest, out of touch, trying to be cool agent.
Have fun on your Black Girl Magic weekend. Girl, bye.
But at first it was, like, annoying because she was...
Yes.
It seemed like she was trying too hard.
Yes.
Kate Walsh.
Yes.
And then she kind of eased in. Oh my gosh, so we haven't talked about when they take absinthe. Kate Walsh takes it too, and she drinks a candle. And she's like, oh, that drink is terrible.
Oh.
Can you taste the verbena? Oh my god. There's a lot of tropes, right?
Yep.
Oh, and then this is the scene where they all take drugs, and it's
Yep.
crazy. And that is sometimes really funny, and sometimes really not funny. And this was really...
This was really funny. I think, like, the last time that I laughed this hard at, like, a drug trip scene like this was Eurotrip. You made out with your sister, which maybe we should retro review Eurotrip because
I feel like
Scotty doesn't know had like a permanent spot on like every mixtape that I made for like a good year and a half.
She buys this whole bottle of absinthe and he's like, that should last you 5 years. And she's like, 5 months, got it. No, 5 years.
You're not listening. 5
you just
years.
need a drop. Yep, 5 months, got it. Great.
She goes, oh, 5 days? Cool.
5 days, it's fine. We got it.
You're not listening to me. No, I got it. I'm going to use this recklessly. It's great. Irresponsibly.
So yes, they all take it, they're all dancing, and all of a sudden they're like, oh no, we're tripping.
This is where I really came around on Jada. Because she is like, oh, what's that? Did you guys hear? My kids are here? And then there's like just like this giant glowing wall, and her kids show up, and they're like, Mom, are you having fun or something? She's like, I'm having fun, but you need to go to bed. It's just so stupid. And then they turn into the naked man with the giant dick.
The giant dick man is standing there, and she starts sucking his dick, which is just the wall.
And then Queen Latifah is like making out with a lamb.
She's fucking a lamb.
Yeah.
Let's just call it like it is. She was fucking a lamb.
Oh,
was
that
so
was good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know what else we haven't talked about?
What?
The bar fight.
Well, so then they're like, oh, we're too high. We gotta dance it off. So they all put on like Nicki Minaj wigs. We go into this club and I was like, oh, please say that they have a dance off.
And
they're having a dance off. I love it. Like I was just like, yes! And then they get in a brutal bar fight.
Yeah. And then they just tear off their wigs and then run away.
Officer, it was 4 women in multicolored wigs who started the whole thing, but they're still in there, so please, hurry!
I had so much fun in this movie.
Well, we should also talk about the audience that was with us.
Oh my gosh.
Who was laughing so... I mean, there was a woman in the back who was laughing so hard I was concerned for her health.
Right. Oh, she really lost it. So they had, it was in the trailer, but there's like this stupid zip line, and I love it. Was it Queen Latifah goes like, oh god, that's some white boy shit.
And then she goes, I'm white boy drunk!
I'm white boy wasted anyway, why not?
But then Jada is so teeny tiny.
That she gets stuck in the middle and she had to pee, but instead of it
just like, oh, I'm peeing, it's like a horse.
It was like beyond a horse. It was like this fire hose.
Super soaker.
Yeah. It was absurd.
But then Tiffany Haddish comes out, she comes in behind her to knock Jada out of the way, and then she doesn't really have to be. I mean, apparently she does because she also shoots a fire hose, but just for fun.
Yeah, just for funsies.
She's just like, woo, go to showers, y'all, yeah! So anyway,
I would wholeheartedly recommend this.
This was fun sober. It'd be even more fun drunk.
If I
would watch it again.
I'm down for another one too.
A girls trip
2.
It'll be like girls trip to Cancun. Or whatever, like, it'll be like...
Yeah.
I was expecting to like this movie, and I really, really liked it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this looks like it's fun. People are saying that it's fun. It was, like, really funny, though. I was pleasantly... Because I had not high expectations, but I had expectations.
Right. It was really funny. Go see it.
Yeah.
Like, it was very, very funny.
I laughed a lot. Cheers.
And, like, I hope Tiffany Haddish gets...
Oh my God, yes.
So much work out of this, because it was very, very funny.
Absolutely.